I never imagined a few careless words could feel like a punch to the chest, but that's exactly what happened that night. Amanda came home from yet another outing with her friends, the kind of night she claimed she needed for herself. I had spent the whole week preparing a simple dinner, hoping it would bring us closer again, maybe remind us of who we used to be. But the second she stepped through the door, I sensed something off. Her tone had a strange sharpness to it, a smug humor I couldn't place. She slipped off her shoes, tossed her bag down, and with a half-laugh said, "You know you'll never find someone better than me." It was spoken playfully, but the sting was unmistakable. I froze for a moment, wondering if I had misunderstood. I hadn't. The teasing lilt in her voice didn't dull the insult. It sharpened it. Over the past months, she had grown colder. Short hugs, forced smiles, irritated glances. I kept trying to give her space, hoping things would level out. But this wasn't indifference. It was purposeful. I sat at the table, pretending to focus on the meal I had made. My father always taught me that you don't respond to cruelty with chaos. You respond with clarity. And that night, Amanda showed me exactly where she stood. As she rambled about the fun she had, the compliments she got, the drinks, the laughter, I listened without reacting. Her stories were meant to make me feel small, to remind me that she could have a life without me if she wanted. She didn't know that I had already begun quietly stepping back long before tonight. I had been connecting the dots, noticing the late-night excuses, the sudden new friends, the contempt hidden behind her jokes. For the next few days, I made subtle changes. Nothing dramatic, nothing she could accuse me of. I stopped rushing to grab my phone when she called. I let silence fill the spaces where I used to put effort. I walked out of rooms instead of lingering for her attention. I cooked only for myself. I mirrored the emptiness she had given me. It didn't take long for her confidence to wobble. One evening, I found her pacing the living room, checking her messages from friends planning another weekend out. She kept glancing at me, clearly expecting jealousy or anger. There was none. I sipped water, leaned against the counter, and let her stew in her own nervousness. That's when the shift began. Her smirks faltered. Her jokes lost their edge. She started watching me instead of mocking me. She could feel something was changing, even if she couldn't name it. But I could. On the fourth day, she pushed harder. Sarcastic comments, a raised eyebrow here and there, small jabs meant to provoke a reaction. I gave her nothing. I let silence answer for me, and that silence did more damage than any argument could. The day everything changed came quietly. She had brunch plans, assuming I'd stay home like always, predictable and available. But early that morning, I left without explanation. I needed clarity. Space. The final push to complete the picture I had been piecing together. When I returned, she opened the door, expecting the usual mild greeting. Instead, she saw something else entirely, a calm certainty she couldn't interpret. She hesitated, scanning my face. What are you doing back so early?" she asked, her voice unsteady. "I came home to remind you that you don't control me," I said, placing my keys on the counter. Her expression shifted instantly, a flash of panic behind her eyes. All those months of belittling me, all the mocking lines about how I'd never do better, suddenly weighed on her. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't slam a door. I didn't need to. My stillness unsettled her more than any anger could. She stepped back, lips parting as if to explain herself. I didn't mean... "I know what you meant," I said calmly. "And I'm finished letting you decide what I'm worth. That ends now." The color drained from her face. All her arrogance evaporated in seconds. She finally understood that the version of me she had grown used to, patient, quiet, always the one to fix things, was no longer standing in front of her. She had spent months trying to knock me down, believing she held the upper hand. But she never realized that the moment someone stops reacting, the balance shifts completely. By the time she understood that, it was already too late, and in that quiet moment one truth stood clear. Undermining someone who responds with calm resolve instead of chaos is a mistake that carries a price, one she never expected to pay.